This is 5.1 quiz, indefinite integration. Let's start with the integral. Let me just remind you, integral of x to the power of n is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Okay, just to remind you. Okay, let's continue. We have integral x dx over 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 6. Obviously, we're not allowed to have a denominator, if we're going to change this into x times 3x squared minus 1 to the power, whoa, minus 1 to the power of minus 6 because we took it up dx, right? طيب, remember, if you have more than one term under a power, you're not allowed to integrate unless you use U-substitution. What is U-substitution? You always set U to be what's under the power. So U is equal to 3x squared minus 1. Then you always say du is equal to U prime dx. This is a rule, right? du is U prime dx. You always say, what's the derivative? 6x, and then you always write after it dx. Okay, what does that mean? It means that dx is equal to du over 6x. You know what? I can give you guys an easier rule, but this will work now in school or whatever, but I know for a fact when you get to uni, it's going to be a bit harder. You won't be able to use. Dx is equal to du over u prime. Okay, this is way easier in U-substitution. So basically, you always just say du divided by the derivative 6x. So that's you use this. Why do we find an expression for dx so that you can go back here and substitute dx with du over 6x? Okay, that's the whole point of us doing all this U-substitution, whatever. Okay, so now we know u is 3x squared minus 1, so we can replace 3x squared minus 1 with u. So it'll be integral x times u to the power of minus 6 times du over 6x, because we said dx is du over 6x. We can cancel x with x. You're gonna get, and is sorry, you can't have this over 6 here. Like, you can, okay, but I'm gonna save myself some time. There's nothing else for me to cancel with the over 6, so I'm just gonna take 1 over 6 out, and it's gonna be integral u to the power of minus 6 du. And then this is a simple integral. It's just gonna be 1 over 6. How do you integrate u to the power of minus 6? It's gonna be u to the power of, add 1 to the exponent, is gonna be minus 5. Divide by your exponent, divide by minus 5. Plus c. Okay, you guys know you can't keep it like this. Why? Because u is 3x squared minus 1. So it's going to be 1 over 6 times 3x squared minus 1 to the power of minus 5 over minus 5 plus c. Let's simplify this more. Negative power you can't have, so you have to take it down. So 1 over 6 times 3x squared, times. You take it down, so it's just going to be 1 up, right? 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 5 times minus 5. صح? Plus c. So we're multiplying this by this. We can multiply the 6 and minus 5. So it can be 1 over minus 30, 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 5 plus c. So you're going to get this. Okay? 1 over minus 30 is the same thing as taking the 1 up and making it negative 1. It's the same thing. You guys know how negatives work in fractions. Okay. Question 2. Here you have 2x plus 5x squared over x4. Whenever you have a fraction, I like to split it up into 2. So it's going to be 2x over x to the power 4 plus 5x squared over x to the power 4 dx. This is the integral. طيب, I'm going to simplify this. What do I get? I get 2 over x to the power of 3, right? X cancels with x4. It's like 1 minus 4, you get minus 3, so the power goes down. Plus 5x squared over x4. X squared over x4 is going to be 2x squared, but it's going to be in the denominator, right? Because 4, the denominator is great. You get 2 minus 4 minus 2, so it goes down the denominator. dx. How do you integrate this, guys? You can't have powers in the denominator, so you have to take them up and make them negative, right? So it's going to be integral 2x to the power of minus 3 plus 5x to the power of minus 2 dx. When you integrate this, you're going to take the 2 down and drag it. You can take the x down and drag it. You add a power, so it's going to become minus 2, and you divide by your new power, so over minus 2. Plus, take your 5x, drag it down, add 1 to your power, and divide by your new power, plus c. Okay, 2 over minus 2 gets you minus 1. So it's going to be negative x to the power of minus 2. 5 over minus 1 is minus 5, x to the power of minus 1. If you want to make this as a fraction, obviously plus c, huh? If you want to make this as a fraction, if you want to make the powers positive, you have to take them down. So it's going to be minus 1 over x squared minus 5 over x plus c. Okay, they just did it in a different order. It's the same thing. question 3. Okay. Integral 120 over x to the power 4. Integral 120 over x to the power 4. Don't waste time in the exam by copying 120 over x to the power 4. Immediately when you see a power in the denominator, take it up and make it negative. Okay? Now you can integrate this very easily. Drag the 120 down, drag the x down, add 1 to the power, divide by a new power, and you always put plus c. Okay, so you're going to get minus 40 x to the power of negative 3 plus c. This I would not, if I was correcting a written part, I would not accept this as a final answer because you're not allowed to keep it as a negative power. You have to take it down. But since here in the question they're asking, like they're keeping x in the numerator, you have to keep it as negative. Okay? Question 4. Integral 49x squared root x dx. How do you integrate this? Integral 49x squared dx. Root x, sorry. X squared root x. Root x, you're not allowed to keep it as root x. So immediately when you're copying it down, change it to x to the power of half. These are things that can save you time. Okay? Dx. X squared times x to the power of half. You know, when you're multiplying powers, you add, when you're multiplying, you add powers, right? So it's going to be integral 49 x to the power 2 plus 1 over 2 is 5 over 2. Okay, you can do it in your calculator. Okay, you get this. Then how do you integrate this? You're going to drag the 49 and x down. You're going to add 1 to your power. It's going to be 7 over 2. And you divide by your new power, 7 over 2. Okay, plus c. Always, when you're dividing by a fraction, keep the numerator down, take the denominator up. So it's going to be 2 times 49 over 7, x to the power of 7 over 2 plus c. This is going to be 14 x to the power of 7 over 2 plus c. Just simplifying this up. And x to the power of 7, 2, you can't keep it as a fraction, so we have to change it into a root, yeah? How do you change it into root? Always you put root and then you put the x down. The powers, let's see. The denominator always goes as an index, but you know when it's 2, you don't write 2, because nobody writes for square root, nobody puts the 2 outside. And the numerator always goes down inside as the power, okay? Root x to the power of 7, can you simplify it? Of course you can, guys. X to the power of 7, what is it? You can change it into x6 times x plus c. x6, can you take it out? Of course you can take it out. It will be x cubed root x plus c. This is the way I simplify. If you want here directly, by the way, when you have a power 7 over 2, just divide 7 divided by 2, you get 3.5. Okay? Or no, divide 7 over 2. It's what? It's 3, 1 over 2, صح? Like, I think, can you do it on the calculator? 7 divided by 2. I think you can do it as a mixed fraction. Okay. Yeah, anyway, 7 over 2 is 3.5, which is 3, 1 over 2. Immediately when you get like this, when you know it's like this is the way other people simplify. 3, 1 over 2, that means you have x cubed, and then in the fraction you write the radical. You only have 1 on the radical. Like, for example, let me try a different example. If I gave you x to the power of 11 over 3. 11 over 3 is the same as, if you do it on your calculator, 3.67, right? So it's going to be 3, 2 over 3, right? So that means it's the same as saying x cubed, and then 2 over 3 is what? Always denominator goes out, and numerator goes in. So this is the same as this, okay? People can use this way of simplification, but I personally, I use this one more. I like it better, okay? Question 5. Integral 300 x squared plus 200. Okay, it's all over 2. So what are you going to do? You're going to split this up into 2 integrals. You're going to split it up into 2. Because the over 2 applies for the whole integral, right? 300 over 2 is going to be 150 x squared. And then 24 over 2 is 12x dx. Integral, right? Integral 150x squared. Drag the 150x down. Add the power. Divide by the power. Integral 12x, drag the 12x down, add 1 to the power, divide by the power, plus c. You get 50x cubed plus 6x squared plus c. These questions are extremely easy. How many questions do we have? 16, okay. Question 6. This is the green question. Given L of x is this, what's the value of L1 minus L0? So, we need to actually integrate it, right? Let's see. Integral of this, how do you find it? Whoa, that's a big one. Let me see. Yeah, okay. It looks big, but swallows. It's not even that hard. 175 times 9x squared minus 2 times 3x cubed minus 2x to the power of 4, all other to the power of 4 dx. You want to integrate this. You ask yourself, you look at the power, is there more than one term under the power? Yes. So what does that mean? I have to use U-substitution. What do you put, how do you write? You say U is equal to what? Always what's under the power. 3x cubed minus 2x. And then you say, remember I gave you the rule, dx is equal to du over u prime. You can use this, but me personally, I like writing du is equal to u prime dx. For those of you who don't know why, by the way, when you derive this, what do you get? You get du with respect to x, right? So when you derive this, you get in du over dx. And what do you get? You get 9x squared minus 2. So now when we write it, we say, oh, sure. Yeah, so when you cross multiply, you're going to basically get that du is equal to 9x squared minus 2 dx. This is where the whole du equals u prime dx came from, okay? So that's why, and I always write du is equal to 9x squared minus 2 dx. After you write this, you can now say that dx is equal to du over 9x squared minus 2. طيب, can we integrate it now? Yes, let's clean this up, okay? You're going to get integral 175 9x squared minus 2 u to the power of 4. Dx is du over 9x squared minus 2. Now, I don't know if you see it, but I can see that I can cancel these two and clean up my whole equation. Just like that, it's way cleaner. Right? We just have this integral, and everybody knows how to integrate this. You drag 175u down, add 1 to the power, divide by that power, plus c. So you're going to get 175 divided by 5, 100 divided by 5 is 20, 75 divided by 5 is going to be 15. So you get 35. So 35 u to the power 5 plus c. U is 3x cubed minus 2x. So 35, 3x cubed minus 2x to the power of 5 plus c. Okay, just like this, we integrated it. Many people forget to change u back to its original form. You're not allowed to keep your answer in the term of u. It's a big x, really. If you do this in iterative part, it's a huge x. Okay, we're saying L of 1 minus L of 0. So substitute x with 1 and substitute x with 0 and subtract. Obviously, when you substitute it with 0, you're going to get 0. So let's just substitute with 1 and find what's the value we get. 3 times 1 cubed minus 2 times 1 to the power of 5. And then plus c. Here, the plus c gets ignored. Why does it get ignored? Because when you're subtracting two integrated answers, the plus c cancels with the plus c. Okay? So let's see here. And I skipped the 0. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to put plus c. Okay, this is the 1, right? And then minus. Let me like this. Then minus the 0. Well, let me substitute 0 now. 35. 3 times 0 cubed minus 2 times 0 to the power of 5 plus c. You guys know c minus c cancels. And then this is just 0. 3 times 0 is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 35 times 0 is 0. Okay, so this just all cancels. Okay, so you're going to get here, let's just do 35. 3 times 1 cube is just 1, so I'm just going to keep it as 1. Minus 2 times 1, power 5. 35. Okay, that's nice. What's not, by the way? Yeah, 3 minus 2 is 1, 1, 1. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Question 7. I'm getting spammed, man. Oh, that's the nice spam I like to see. Okay, question 7. W of x is equal to integral 40x over 2x squared minus 1 to the power of 2. What is the value of w0 minus w1? Okay. Again, they want us to integrate. Okay. Do we keep it down? No. So immediately when copying, you take it up. 2x squared minus 1 to the power of minus 2 dx. Okay. Again, you want to integrate. Do you see more than one term under your power? Yes. So what do we do? U substitution. U is equal to the terms under the power. Then you say du is equal to the derivative dx, so it's going to be 4x. Derivative is 4x. 4x dx. What's dx going to be equal to? Du over 4x. Okay, you now have dx. Let's now substitute and clean it up. 40x u to the power of minus 2 du over 4x. X with x, 40 by 4, you get 10. So you're going to be left with integral 10 u to the power of minus 2 du. And how do you integrate this? Take 10u down, add 1 to the power, divide by the new power, plus c. So you're going to get 10 minus 10 over u plus c. We know that u, y and over u, because I took it down, it's negative power. Huh? So it's going to be minus 10 over 2x squared minus 1 plus c. Okay, w0 minus w1, so we're going to see w0, substitute 0, you're going to get minus 10 over 2 times 0 squared minus 1 minus, we ignore the c's here, huh? If this is written, I don't think you have to show it, but on the safe side, just put plus c. Okay, minus w1, substitute with 1, you're going to get minus 2 over 2 times 1 squared minus 1 plus c. And then when adding, you don't have to show that the c's cancel. Just write it like this, that's enough. Let's put this in our calculator. Minus 10 over 2 times 0 is 0, minus 1. And then minus fraction minus 10 over 2 minus 1. Because 2 times 1 is 2 minus 1. Okay, you get 20. Question 8. Integral x to the power of 6 dx. Integrate this. How do you integrate it? You're going to have x, add 1 to the power, divide by the new power, plus c. So easy. 1 over x cubed. You have to take it up, becomes x minus 3. Right? What do you do? Take it down, add 1 to the power, divide by power. You're going to get, hold up, I'm lagging. Hold up. Yeah, negative power, so you have to take it down. So it's going to be 1 over minus 2x squared plus c. And they just took, they put negative 1 up for you. Okay. What? That's such a dirty move, Allah. Ha. Okay, yeah, okay. Basically, what they're trying to say is like, what, since our school is so like lovely and special, okay, what they're trying to do is they put the minus 1 here, and they're gonna be like, oh, students, you know what they're gonna do? They have minus 2 in their denominator, so they're gonna put it like this. They're gonna put minus 2 in this box. Okay, so we're gonna catch them off guard. What they did is they put minus 1 here, so that means you don't have to put the minus 2 here. Since what they did is they took the negative up, so they just want you to put in. This is the same as saying minus 1 over 2x squared plus c. Okay, this is the same thing. They just took the minus up. You guys know for fractions, you can put the minus wherever you want. Outside, numerator, denominator, doesn't matter. Okay. So yeah, that's honestly such a dirty move from the school. I'd expect many students to get it wrong. Pay attention to your question. Pay attention. They always do this in every math exam, by the way. They always play with the blanks. Like they put the negative on one side where you don't see it, or like sometimes they don't put the negative. They put plus instead of negative, so you actually have to input the negative yourself. إنه تخبيص. المهم, integral. Okay, this one. I think I need to go closer to the screen. I can't really see it. Okay, yeah, that's root x. I wasn't sure if that was root x cubed or root x, but that's root x, and the 3 is part of the x squared. So root x times third root of x squared dx. How do you integrate this? Change it to fractions. So you're gonna get half, and then 2 over 3 dx. Add these up, 1 over 2 plus 2 over 3. I'm not gonna bother doing it in my head. You get 7 over 6. Okay, so you're gonna get integral x to the power of 7 over 6 dx. How do you integrate this? You take it down, you add 1 to the power, so plus 1. So to the power of 13 over 6, and you divide by that power. And always plus c. صح? 13 over 6. Always denominator goes up when you have fraction over fraction. Numerator over fraction, denominator goes up and numerator stays down. Okay, so it's gonna be 6x to the power of 13 over 6 over 13 plus c, and you guys know that you can't keep it like this. 13 over 6, yeah, 13 over 6, it can be, you have to write it as a root, right? So it's gonna be 6 times the 6th root, because the denominator goes out as the index, x of 13 over 13 plus c, and this can be rewritten as a multiple of 6, such as 12. 6 x to the power of 12 times x over 13 plus c. So now 12 divided by 6, 2, so it's going to go out as x squared, 6th root of x over 13 plus c. There you go. 6 over 13, x squared, 6th root of x plus c. Okay. ما بيخلصوا يا عمي، ما بيخلصوا. 9 question 9 when it loads. It just needs to load. If it wants to load, please load. I want to finish, bro. Hello. It ain't loading. It ain't loading. Okay, 9. Okay, I think it's an easy question. Okay, then 10. Bam. Load. It ain't loading. My SSD bugging. Yo. Hello. Hello. Okay, خلاص. خلصنا. Okay, thank you. Right, question 9 صح? Okay. Integral this. Okay, guys, integrate. Oh my, what is this? What is so easy? Integrate this very easy. Just integrate each one by itself. Integral 8x cubed, drag 8 down. X to how, like, they would never get this in arithmetic because it's such a stupid question. Like, add 1 to the power and divide by that power. Minus 4x, drag it down. Add 1 to the power, divide by that power. 3, always, if it's just a constant number, what do? You just put an x beside. Okay, so we're gonna get 2x to the power of 4 minus 2x to the power of 2 plus 3x, always plus c. This one, integral x cubed over 3. Okay, to make our lives a bit easier here, I'm gonna split this up into 2 integrals. Okay, you here, like here, by the way, when I did this, I actually split it up into 3 integrals. Minus integral 4x plus integral 3 dx. I actually did this, but I didn't waste my time because, guys, just take it down. Like, these are waste of times. But the whole point of it is they're just trying to see if you know that you can actually split up integrals. But anyway, for part B, x cubed over 3 and minus 3 over x squared, I'm going to split this up into 2 integrals. Okay, minus integral 3 over x squared. I think all of you know how to integrate these separately. Dx, by the way, and dx. Integral x cubed over 3, you take the 1 over 3 down. Okay, remember we used to drag when it was 3x cubed, integral 3x cubed dx. I used to drag down 3x and then add the power. Here's the same thing. I'm dragging down 1 over 3x. Why 1 over 3? Because it's a fraction. 1 over 3 times x cubed, right? 1 over 3x, add the power, divide by 4. So then minus integral 3 over x squared. It's the same as saying copy it down where x is in the numerator. Okay, don't have it in the denominator. How do you integrate this now? You're going to get 1 over 3 times x to the power 4 over 4 minus integral 3x to the minus 2. How do you do it? Drag 3x down, add 1 to the power, divide by that power, plus c. This is going to be x4 over 12. This is going to be minus becomes plus. So plus 3. X to the power of negative 1 goes down. So it's going to be over x plus c. There you go. Okay. Everybody has their own way of solving. This is the way I solve, and I find it, I'm comfortable with it. I even though sometimes I might not use the simplest way, but I use the way I understand the most, and that's what I find the most important. Choose or pick a way that you think you can understand. Choose a way that you feel like in the exam, if you forgot it, you would be able to figure it out. X squared plus 2x plus 3, 8x minus 16. Integral of this. You have to FOIL. Okay, FOIL and distribute. Okay, how do you FOIL? X squared times 8x, you're going to get 8x cubed. X squared times minus 16 is minus 16x squared. 2x times 8x is 16x squared. They cancel. I just realized that. 2x times minus 16 is minus 32x. 3 times 8x is 24x. 3 times minus 16 is minus 48. Integral of all of this dx. Yalla. Let me make my life a bit easier and cancel these two. And then simplify these two. I'm gonna get 8 minus 8x. So let me rewrite this as 8x cubed minus 8x minus 48 dx. Okay. Integrate this, drag 8x down, add 1, divide by power. Minus 8x, drag it down, add 1 to the power, divide by the new power. Minus 48, it's a constant, so you just add an x beside it and you put plus c. 8 over 2, x to the power 4, minus 4x squared, minus 48x plus c. 9x to the power 5 plus 6x cubed over x cubed. This is so easy, guys. I'm not even gonna write it. Split this up and divide by x cubed on both. Like, split this up into 9x to the power 5 over x cubed plus 6x cubed over x cubed dx. x5 over x cubed is going to be integral 9x squared, and x cubed over x cubed is just 6 dx. Integrate 9x down, add 1, divide by power. 6, you just add, since it's a constant, you just add x and then plus c. So you get 3x cubed plus 6x plus c. Okay, here they're saying the equation of the curve that passes through the point a, comma 1 to a1, comma 2, and the gradient is given by 4 minus 6x is y. When we say the gradient of a curve, what does that mean? We're talking about y prime. So they gave us y prime is equal to 4 minus 6x. How do you find the y, guys? You integrate, oh my god, integral y prime. Oh my god, dx, because it's in terms of x. Anyways, you want to integrate it, right? Anytime you have gradient, you integrate. So it's going to be integral 4 minus 6x dx. So you're going to get 4x, because you just add an x when it's a constant. And then minus 6x, drag it, add 1 to the power, divide by the power, plus c. 4x minus 6 over 2 is going to be 3x squared plus c. So you get this as the curve. And obviously, guys, we're not going to write plus c. What did they tell us? 1, comma 2. So we got this. Y is equal to this. We can substitute 1, comma 2 and find c. Same way when we used to have y equals mx plus b, and we used to know that the point 2, comma 3 lies on the line. Like, we used to get y is equal to 2x plus b. We needed to find b to complete the equation for a line. For we would substitute 2, comma 3 into y equals mx plus b, yeah? So here, same thing. Substitute 1, comma 2 if it's given. 2 is equal to 4 times 1 minus 3 times 1 squared plus c. So you're going to get you're going to get c equals equal to 1. Okay, if you solve this. So that means your equation of the curve is 4x squared minus 3x squared plus 1. No, 4x, مش 4x squared. Sorry. There you go. Okay. Question 12. They're finishing. عم بيخلصوا. Man, it doesn't want to load. I don't know what's wrong with the Wi-Fi today. Wala is it SDP? I don't know, wallah. Okay, 12. Given the integral I, oh, that's a lot. Okay, yeah, I is equal to 3, x cubed plus 5x to the power 4, 15x squared plus 25. Obviously, to integrate, without even reading this, to integrate, you need to use U-substitution, right? Yeah, if we use U-substitution, they said if you apply the substitution method, you're going to get the integral is 15u to the power 4 du. Okay, yeah. If you use the U-substitution method, what do we get? Also, see, this is the way I explain, this is the way the book explains, but I don't know, my teacher, for some reason, he decides to use some weird method. I don't know من وين جايبه, I'm not عارف. But anyway, this is what I do here, okay? You set u as to what? You set u to x cubed plus 5x. Why? Because always, whenever you have more than one term under a power, then you have to use u as that thing. Okay, so x cubed plus 5x. And I always write du is equal to the derivative dx. What's the derivative of this? 3x squared plus 5. And then I write dx. Always. That's how you write it, okay? So, I just got the first two answers, x cubed plus 5x, and du is 3x squared plus 5 dx. Okay, always I write it. And by the way, if you have it written, just put this in brackets, okay? Using part A to solve for I, one gets, okay, yeah. So basically they're asking us to solve the integral. After you do this, let's continue our integral. So we're gonna get integral 3. We said this is u, so we're gonna replace it with u to the power of 4 times 15x squared plus 25 dx. Here, I forgot to write that dx is equal to what? You always find dx. Dx is equal to du over 3x squared plus 5. Okay, so you're going to say dx instead of dx, we're going to say du over 3x squared plus 5. Some people here will be stuck. They'll be like, yo, what? What do I do here? There's nothing for me to cancel. I can't cancel 3 with 3. What do I do? Here's what you do. 15x squared plus 25. Do you think you can make it the same as this? Take a look at it. They both have 5 in common. Let's be a bit smart and take out 5. And what's it going to be? 3x squared plus 5. And then times du over 3x squared plus 5. Subhanallah, now we can cancel these two. See, this is how math works, guys. So we're going to get 3 times 5, 15, u to the power 4 du. Just like they said in the question. Well, actually, by the way, you don't even have to waste your time. They gave it to you. And they just gave it to you. Just substitute from here and integrate. Really, and I wasted my time here. But if it's in written, you cannot use this. Okay, anyway, you get this, yeah? You want to integrate, you drag 15u down, you add 1 to the power, and divide by 5, and then you always say plus c. Okay, so you're going to get 3u to the power 5 plus c. Can we keep it in terms of u? No, we can't. We have to change u back into x cubed plus 5x. Sorry, x cubed plus 5x to the power of 5, right? Plus c. Okay, there you go. Question 13. What's wrong with SDP today? Okay. Like, given the integral this, applying the substitution method, you get this. Which one? Okay. This here, we have to take this up. We have to take 4x cubed plus 6 to the power of 3 up. So it's going to be integral 48x squared 4x cubed plus 6 to the power of minus 3 dx. Can you integrate this? Of course you can, but what do you have to do? You have to use U-substitution because there's more than one term under the power. U is equal to what's under the power? 4x cubed plus 6. So du will always be equal to u prime dx. So 12x squared dx. So what will dx be equal to? Dx will be equal to du over 12x squared. Yalla, we found first two answers. Very easy. Now let's actually start solving. It's going to be integral 48x squared for u to the power of minus c. Why u? Because we said 4x cubed is my u, yeah? Du over 12x squared. I substituted dx with du over 12x squared. X squared, 48, 12. You're going to be after integral 4u to the minus 3 du. So integrate this. Drag 4u down. Add 1 to the power. Divide by the power. Plus c. So you're going to get 4 divided by minus 2 is minus 2. Minus 2. Take the power down so it becomes positive. U squared plus c. Can we keep it in u? Of course, no. We have to change it back to what it was. So it's going to be minus 2 over 4x cubed plus 6 to the power of 2. Why 4x cubed plus 6? Because that was what we originally set u as. Plus c. Again, here, they're so dirty. They put the minus at the end so nobody could see it. So they want you to put minus 2 here and get it wrong. But don't put it. Pay attention. Look, is there any negatives actually written? Okay. Just pay attention to these questions always. Okay. Question 14. The acceleration a meter per second squared of a particle moving in a straight line is 12t minus 2. Okay. If at t equals 0, the velocity v equals 3 meters per second. Then what is the expression for the velocity? Okay. طيب, you have acceleration. Okay. X, V, A. Derive, integrate. I'm sure everybody knows how it works. خلاص. We kept repeating ourselves. They gave us a point. At 0 seconds, velocity is 3. We're going to use the 0.3 later to find our c. But anyway, let's integrate our a so we find v. Integral, by the way, if it comes written, you have to say v is equal to integral a dt. You have to say this, okay? Integral 12t minus 2. Why do you say dt? Because we're integrating with respect to t, right? Type. Integral 12t, drag it down, add 1 to the exponent, divided by power, by the new exponent. Minus 2, you just add a t beside it, plus c. بيطلع لك 6t squared minus 2t plus c. This is where, this is what v of t is, right? velocity with respect to time. طيب, okay, we know that at time 0 v equals 3. So if you substitute 0, what are you going to get for velocity? 3. So v of 0 is equal to 3. So if you substitute here 6 times 0 minus 2 times 0 plus c, you're going to get 3. So that means you're going to get that c is equal to 3. So for that means what? 6, instead of c here, you're going to put 3. So you're going to get 60 squared minus 2t plus 3. Okay. If at t equals 0, the displacement is s equals 1. So they gave us another point. 0, comma 1, but this time on the displacement graph. For some reason, they're using displacement as s. I usually use displacement as x. But for this reason, I'm just going to say s instead of x for just for this question. Again, you have to say s is equal to integral of v dt. Okay? So what's the expression for the s going to be? Integral of 60 squared minus 2t plus 3 dt. All right. Integral of 60 squared. Take 60 squared down. Sorry. Take 60 down. Add 1 to the power. It becomes 3. Divide by new power, 3. Minus 2t. Drag it down. Add 1 to the power, comes 2. Divide by the power, over 2. Plus 3, make the exponent t. Right? Just add a t beside it. Plus c. 6 over 3, 2t cubed. Minus 2 over 2 is minus t squared. Plus 3t plus c. This is s of t. What's our point? 0, 1. So s of 0 will get me 1. So that means if I substitute 0, minus 0 squared plus 3 times 0 plus c, I'm going to get how much? 1. This cancels. So I'm going to get c is equal to 1. Therefore, here I'm going to get 2t cubed minus 2t cubed minus t squared plus 3t plus 1. This is the equation for the speed, for the displacement. Question 15. خلاص man SDP man. Oh my god. Okay, for question 15, a curve for which they give you the second derivative 6x minus 18 has a stationary point. Okay, here's the thing. Stationary point, that means y prime is equal to 0 at this point at x equals 2. Okay, many people, and I am part of many people, they got confused when it was in the CA quiz. I even made the mistake while recording it, is that I substitute 2 comma 3. But no, for y prime, I'm supposed to substitute 2 comma 0 because it's a stationary point. But in the original equation of y, you use 2 comma 3. Okay, because you know at the stationary point, the derivative equals 0. Anyway, we want us to find y. We have y, you derive, you go to y prime, you derive again, you go to y double prime. We have double prime. When it's d squared y over dx squared, that's the second derivative, okay? So let's derive to get to y prime. Okay, let's integrate. To go back, we have to integrate, right? Let's integrate to go to y prime. 6x minus 18, integral 6x minus 18 dx. You're going to get, take 6x down, add 1 to the power, divide by power. Minus 18, you just add an x because it's a constant term, plus c, right? So you're going to get 3x squared minus 18x plus c. Here's the thing. We need to find this plus c so that we can actually integrate, go back to y. To find this plus c, I need to substitute a point. And since we said this is my y prime, right? We went from y double prime to y prime. This is the y prime I'm finding. We know that there's a stationary point 2 comma 3. What does that mean? It means that stationary point means that y prime equals 0 at this x, right? So I can substitute 2 comma 0 here. So y as 0 and x as 2. And you can find c. So you're going to get 4, 3, 12, 12 minus 36 plus c is equal to 0. So you're going to get c is equal to 24. Yeah, c is equal to 24. Yeah. So that means here y prime is going to be equal to what? Y prime is equal to 3x squared minus 18x plus c, which is 24. Right? Okay. Easy. Now let me go to y. How do I integrate? How do I go to y? I have to integrate. So y is going to be equal to integral 3x squared minus 18x plus 24 dx. Integrate. 3x goes down. Add power, divide by power. Minus 18x. Add power, divide by power. 24, you just add an x plus c. So you're going to get x cubed minus 9x squared plus 24x plus c. Now, do I substitute 2 comma 0 or 2 comma 3? 2 comma 3, because y is the actual curve. So the actual curve, what you're going to use? You're going to substitute the actual point that's on the curve. Okay, so 2 comma 3. So 3 is equal to x cubed, so 2 cubed minus 9 times 2 squared plus 24 times 2 plus c. I'm going to take this up. So you're going to get 3 is equal to 8 minus 36 plus 48 plus c. So you're going to get, oh, that's a lot of numbers. Oh, 8 minus 36, that's 28 minus 28 plus 48, that's 20. So you get 3 is equal to 20 plus c. So you get c is equal to minus 17. Okay, so that means your curve y is going to be equal to x cubed minus 9x squared plus 24x minus 17. Okay. What is the x coordinate of the minimum and then maximum? When you work with minimum maximum, what does that mean? It means equate y prime to 0. What's y prime? We found it to be this. So you have to go back to your y prime that you actually found and equate it to 0. 3x squared minus 18x plus 24. Equate it to 0. You need to find its roots, right? We know that one of the roots are x equals 2. What's the other going to be? Don't be lazy, bro. Just actually find it. Use the quadratic formula. I want you to find your delta. B squared minus 4ac for the quadratic. So you get 18 squared minus 4 times 3 times 24. 18 squared minus 4 times 3 times 24. You get 36. So delta is equal to 36. So let's do the quadratic formula. Minus b, so minus 18 plus minus radical delta over 2a. So 2 times 3. So you're going to get 18. Let's just put this on the calculator. Put the fives in the back. Minus 18 is 18 plus root 36 over 2 times 3 is 6. So you're going to get x equals 4. And the other one, when I change it to minus, it should be 2, right? Yeah, 2. So we have 2, x equals 4 and x equals 2. Now see here, are you going to do table of variation, see when it's positive, see when it's negative, la 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 la? No, you're not going to do a lot because you have the second derivative. So to find if it's minimum or maximum, you can easily just use the second derivative test because we have the second derivative already given to us. So let's see, for the second derivative, y prime prime, let's try x equals 4 first. At x equals 4, let's substitute 6 times 4 minus 18. It's equal to 6 times 4, 24 minus 18, 6. And 6 is greater than 0. When it's greater than 0, what does that mean? It means it's a minimum, right? How about at x equals 2? Let's test x equals 2. You're going to get 6 times 2 minus 18, which is equal to minus 6, which is less than 0. That means it's a maximum. Okay, so x equals 2 is a maximum, x equals 4 is a minimum. Okay, very easy. Question 16. Given that f of x is equal to this, they want you to find f of 4. So actually we have to integrate. They gave us a point it passes through. Integrate, find this expression, la 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 la. Okay, f of x equals this. How do you integrate it? Root x, we're going to change it to x to the power of minus half. Why? Because actually root x is x to the half. And then you take it up, it becomes x to the power of minus half. So plus 10x to the power of 4 integral, right? Dx. Type 4x, drag it down. Add 1 to the power, it becomes half. Divide by the new power, it becomes also divided by half. Plus 10x to the power 4. 10x goes down. Add 1, comes to the power 5. Divide by that 5. Plus c. 4x to the half. 4 divided by half is actually 8. Okay? It's the same as taking 2 up and keeping 1 down. 2 times 4, 8. So you're going to get 8 root x, because x to the power of half is root x, plus 10 over 5 is 2x to the power 5 plus c. Here's the thing. We need to find the plus c if we want to find what f of 4 is, right? We need to substitute 4. I actually need to know what my c is. They give us it passes through 1, 20. So we substitute f of x is equal to this, right? We substitute into f of x 20, and we substitute x as 1, right? So 8 root 1 plus 2 times 1 to the power 5 plus c. So you're going to get 8 plus 2, which is 10. So you get c is equal to 10. Okay, if you solve this equation. So that means f of x is equal to 8 root x plus 2x to the power 5 plus 10. Now, can I find what f of 4 is? Yes, I can substitute into 4. Substitute as 4. And you should get 2074. Let's see. 8 root 4 plus 2, 4 to the power of 5 plus 10. You get 2074. That's it for 5.1. Thank you so much for watching and good luck in your final.